There's just so much.
You're listening to a Mamamia podcast.
Mamamia acknowledges the traditional owners of land and waters that this podcast is recorded on. Hello and welcome to Cancel, the podcast that looks at silly celebrity crimes and assigns charges and sentences to them so that we can all move on with our lives. I'm Jessie Stevens and I'm joined by Claire Stevens. And Claire, do you have a lazy girl story for us today?
Of course. I always have a lazy girl story.
Well, actually, you were too lazy to get it up, and as I was introducing, you were trying to frantically scramble to find one.
I was, but the thing about lazy girls is that they do send it in DMs and we just get to screenshot them and then share them with each other. So we just have to go through that conversation every time
Exactly.
it gets to lazy girl story time. So this is actually somebody who has previously shared a lazy girl story.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have another to share for lols.
Okay.
I was shopping on the weekend and saw some C-shirt/rashies. Just pause. Never heard them described as C-shirts.
That makes sense. I wonder if it's like a Kiwi thing.
Yeah,
or a,
Adelaide.
Yeah. No, I know what a rashie is, but a C-shirt, I mean, I can get.
It's the same as a rashie. And she
Love
thought,
a rashie. Really good for sun protection.
absolutely. And thought to myself that I should buy one. Good on it. Then I remembered that I did buy one last year online for click and collect, but never collected it.
Okay.
Cost $90, but I'm too
shit.
embarrassed, so I just bought a new one. Lazy girl.
She's a lazy girl.
Now, this is a huge
I think this is bigger.
thing for lazy girls, click and collect, because clicking is easy. Collecting is so hard.
Okay.
The
Well,
amount
because
of-
what we've got is we've got shops overrun by things to be collected from lazy girls that never collected it and they forgot.
I forgot.
Do they follow up?
They forgot.
I've definitely clicked and not collected.
Oh, definitely. And I have clicked, gone to collect, and been sent on what I can only describe as a wild goose chase.
Yes.
I've been around suburbs because I didn't check the information
it's not
properly.
easy.
No. Like where?
It's like I want click and deliver. I need click and forget.
yeah.
But the click and collect, I've been saying, oh, go to the back of the store, go to the other desk. Well, this has become too difficult.
Yeah.
And in fact, guess what? I just passed the product.
I could have just bought it,
I
couldn't
should have just bought it.
And that's the thing. If you're going to collect,
You
might as well buy in store.
Great. Lazy girls and click and collect,
Mm.
they're not good together. Speaking of, on today's episode, we are talking about Ryan Reynolds.
Hello, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
We're gonna celebrate with the mother of all cocktails, the vasectomy.
I'm so bored right now, I don't even know if I'm peeing.
Ryan Rodney Reynolds was born in 1976 and he had a few minor roles before appearing in Two Guys and a Girl.
I remember
Terrible
that.
show. Didn't like it.
No.
There was always, 2.5 men.
Yeah.
Two and a 3 and a 1 and a two
broke
broke girls.
girls.
Oh,
That was
it was
such
a
a
moment in
moment.
time. I wonder, Two Broke Girls seemed to be the end of that. That happened between 1998 and 2001, and Wikipedia says that Reynolds has appeared, I quote, in a range of films. But I'm not sure range is the word they're looking for.
Mhm.
He was in Van Wilder, The Proposal, Green Lantern, Buried, and his greatest commercial hit has been Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
Why the fancy red suit, Mr. Poole?
Oh, that's because it's Christmas Day, Dopinder.
And I'm after someone on my naughty list.
You're probably thinking this was a superhero movie, but that guy in the suit just turned that other guy into a fucking kebab. Surprise.
This is a different kind of superhero story.
To tell it right, we gotta take you back before I squeeze this ass into spandex.
Apparently, they have broken all sorts of records for an R-rated comedy. And I didn't know Deadpool was R-rated or a comedy.
I don't know what Deadpool is.
I don't know, but apparently it's related to, I was going to say Xbox, X-Men. I'm sure it has an Xbox.
Is it like superhero vibes,
Yep.
but funny?
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds, I know this, he doesn't just appear in it. He's a producer and a writer on it. And in fact, every now and then he improvises, like a line.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. Furthermore, Reynolds is married to Blake Lively, friend of the cancelled courtroom. And you will recall that we prosecuted Lively for their plantation wedding and unusually for a picture of Reynolds wearing a baby carrier.
That was a tangent.
That was a tangent that we then went,
should have been.
This should have gone in the Ryan
episode.
camp. But we've already done it. And as they say, double jeopardy. It's not what double jeopardy means. But we've already prosecuted that crime for Blake, of which he was guilty.
Yeah.
Technically, they are also Reynolds' crimes. So as lawyers often say, entering that into the vibe. Also on Reddit, there's a popular subreddit called Unpopular Opinion. And the unpopular opinion is always Ryan Reynolds is annoying as fuck, or I hate Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's always a variation of like, does anybody else? Yes.
And that's the thing about unpopular opinions. Often you're like, everyone thinks that. It's become, at what point does it go to popular? This is what the threads say. He is overrated and moderately attractive. Too many subpar Canadians in our entertainment industry. What I'll say about that is I think that one point for Ryan Reynolds
is that he's Canadian. Although sometimes there are Canadians that don't give Canadian vibes. One such man is Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I've always thought that.
He's
got very, very Southern American energy.
Yeah.
Whereas like a real Canadian energy, I would say for me, is an Avril Lavigne.
If you want to know what I think that I am, I think that I'm just a rock chick. And I like to rock out. I like to throw shit around.
Yeah. Just a little bit left of center.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit unusual, not as confident, a little bit more humble. Ryan Reynolds' range as an actor is annoying guy. He's that guy from elementary school who was always hamming and yucking it up for the class, but as an adult. Every movie, he's just doing the exact same semi-detached sarcasm in an affected douche voice. So accurate.
Yeah, great observation.
He was already annoying, but he became unbearable when I realised he was doing a watered-down Jim Carrey.
That's exactly what he's doing.
This will come up. Okay, and this is the last one. Always advertising himself.
He is, and not just in his movies, but on social media. He's always like,
there's this whole thing of like, this guy looks like Ryan Reynolds, and I'm like, is this a PR campaign for like Ryan Reynolds just knowledge?
Because I know more about Ryan Reynolds than I should.
Yeah.
Given I don't really watch his movies.
No.
And that is because there's a publicity campaign
for knowing Ryan Reynolds.
Run by
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Now, Jess, on Reddit, I did a little bit of research for this episode and I was having some fun on Reddit. And I went, ha, 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 I will have a laugh at all the sassy things we can say about Ryan Reynolds. And then I saw this in the thread.
Oh, no. Oh, is he really a good person?
Had I known nothing else, I think I'd agree, the person writes.
Okay.
About Ryan Reynolds being annoying.
Is her name Blake.Lively?
At Ryan Reynolds' wife. My sister-in-law worked on set for a movie
this is definitely true then.
Being filmed during COVID. The crew had to be quarantined, so she was separated from her husband.
I never said I didn't think he was a good guy.
Reynolds had his assistant gather the information of the crew and their significant others so that he could film a personal thank you to each and every one from whom he was stealing their loved ones. No leaked story gone viral, no feature on Good Morning America, just one video on dozens of phones saying thank you.
That's a beautiful gesture.
He's cemented in my book.
Okay. I don't think that was Blake.Lively. I think that was Ryan.Reynolds76. Because this is classic Ryan Reynolds publicity campaign.
Yeah, he's like, oh, people are saying negative things about me. I better get the Ryan Reynolds is a legend narrative
I don't think he's a bad guy.
No, I think he'd actually be quite earnest and wholesome
and friendly
and inclusive.
Yes. Same with Blake. I think she bakes. So I guess they'd have you over and they'd bake you some muffins, corn muffins. And then I think you'd have a good time.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they don't belong in the courtroom.
No. Good
so
point.
My structure for today is as follows. Playing himself in every movie. Second point, specifically the film Just Friends.
Yeah.
His performative relationship with Blake Lively and how it feels like more his fault. The end of his relationship with ScarJo, otherwise known as Scarlett Johansson. I just don't know if it's a soft J.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
His fake feud with Hugh Jackman, that has always been a bit annoying. That's actually the closest Hugh Jackman has got to annoying.
And the closest he's got to the council courtroom.
Yes. And finally, too many businesses. Firstly, playing himself in every movie. Claire, name a film where Ryan Reynolds isn't simply Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it seems he has some.
No, he literally wrote it.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
as Ryan Reynolds. I thought for a moment Buried, but then I realised that movie is just Ryan Reynolds buried alive for 95 minutes.
Yeah, there's nothing that screams different. I'm a character actor.
No. It's not like he's got an accent or anything. He's always snarky, pessimistic and sarcastic, but also handsome and redeemable. Claire, here's a clip from a movie that is completely indistinguishable from all other Ryan Reynolds movies.
Okay, I'm going to try and guess what movie it's from.
Oh, good luck. I found it. I don't know.
Margaret Tate's office.
This isn't about my second raise, is it?
Margaret, your visa application is denied. You're being deported.
Deported? It's not like I'm an immigrant or something. I'm from Canada.
Pardon the interruption.
I understand the predicament, but there is something that you should know. We're getting married.
Who is getting married?
You and I are getting married.
Okay.
Comments, please.
The thing about Ryan Reynolds is that he's always obsessed with someone in a movie. Like he's always wildly in love. Also, here's a guess. Is that movie Ghosts of Girlfriends Past?
That was Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Without Googling,
It was Matthew McConaughey.
I'm certain it was Ryan Reynolds.
It wasn't.
Well, I don't know. I think that's about ghosts.
No, it's not. It's called The Proposal, I think.
Okay, I haven't seen
That could be a
it.
different film because The Proposal I thought had Sandra Bullock in it.
Me too. But could be the same film because you can have more than one woman.
That's the thing, is that every Ryan Reynolds film has 8 women revolving around Ryan Reynolds and all of them have to be very straight and unfunny to make him look funny by comparison. They're like blank walls and he's just throwing ping pong balls at them.
and like neurotic. And he's like, everyone just calm down. I'm just a good guy.
You're not. That scene brings me to a theory. It's called the Ryan Reynolds theory and it's online. And that theory is that straight men think Ryan Reynolds is what straight women want.
Sure do.
But straight women are actually quite indifferent to Ryan Reynolds.
Damn it.
Does he do anything for you sexually?
Absolutely not. There's something quite
Banal?
not anti-sexual,
No,
maybe childlike
Wow.
about his face that makes me not see him as a sexual prospect.
So apparently, if you want to tell if a man is gay or straight or bi, you say, what would you give Ryan Reynolds out of 10? The closer to 10, the straighter. Because straight men are like, Ryan Reynolds, he's a hot guy. And it's like, no, but we can't explain it because on paper, yes. But
yes.
in your vagina or your penis, no.
Absolutely no.
No. Vagina or your penis. Penis. Vagina or your penis.
That came up in the Reddit thread because people said the correct Ryan is Gosling.
Oh, 100%.
And
that's why he's doing the publicity campaign.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm a better Ryan.
And it's like,
no.
I know. It feels like a boardroom full of straight men decided to create a heartthrob. They came up with Ryan Reynolds, and we can't explain why, but no.
No.
It's not it.
No. I mean, I guess if you took measurements of his face.
He's got hair.
He
tallish.
seems a height that's reasonable. But absolutely
I can't explain
not.
it.
But then you've got Timothée Chalamet and he does
Oh,
something.
he does. Not on paper.
But in my vaginal
Genitals.
canal.
Exactly. Next, the movie Just Friends.
God, I love my life.
You're awesome.
Those are awesome.
Music producer Chris Brander has it all.
I saw you.
But in high school, things were a little different. 10 years later, touring with the world's hottest pop star.
God, I want to lick your skin off.
Will take him home for the holiday. Now, when he sees the girl he never forgot,
Jamie?
he's going to get a second chance
Oh my God, I can put my arms around you.
to win his first love. Just Friends.
You've definitely forgotten about this movie. Claire, do you remember anything about Just Friends?
I actually do. I have a recollection that it's a blonde girl that he's in love with who was in a lot of movies
Jamie,
of that era but then
Disappeared, yes.
So she was just an interchangeable blonde woman
Yes.
at that time. And he goes back to his hometown and the big twist, he used to be fat.
Yeah.
And
Except he didn't. He just wore a fat suit.
he just wore a fat suit. And so it's all about winning his high school best friend back when she didn't love him because he was fat, but now she might love him because he's no longer fat.
Okay, so here's the plot. A high school student named Chris, played by Ryan Reynolds, he loves his best friend, Jamie. He finally confesses his feelings in high school, and she just wants to be friends,
which is unfair and rude because he just said he wants to be more than friends. And she is cock-blocking him from that.
And women need to just shut up and say yes.
And listen. Anyway, he turns into a successful record executive and he's with a pop star who is that Anna Faris.
Oh, she's
funny.
great.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
But Chris can't stop thinking about Jamie, so he goes back to his hometown to try and win her over. But Claire, we need to just look back on the fat suit incident.
Is that really how you feel?
I don't know. Maybe. Why?
Because that's the nicest thing anyone's ever written me.
What?
Yes. I love you, Chris. Like a brother. We're friends, right?
For sure.
Okay, so we've got somebody who is in what can only be described as a comical fat suit. Like that's meant to be
silly.
Ha silly.
Yeah,
You're meant to look at that and think, Ryan Reynolds, it's funny because he's not fat.
So we put him in a suit.
So we put him
very
in a suit.
shallow how.
Yeah, it is very, very of that era. And basically, he is expecting that because he has said lovely things about her,
yes,
and because she appreciates those lovely things, he deserves
sexual intercourse from Jamie.
Yes.
But we do see in those flashbacks that, of course, she doesn't love him back because
the single
reason
thing
is that when he was younger, he was fat and therefore he's a punchline.
Mhm.
But what Jamie doesn't know is that as an adult, he got skinny. So he needs to let her know that. And therefore, he's worthy of love. It's not important that he currently has a girlfriend because she's annoying and stupid. And Chris is entitled always to sex from the woman he loved at 15. Highlights of the movie include how, in place of funny lines, Ryan Reynolds, you know how they said he's like a Jim Carrey? He pulls a lot of like lessons from the Adam Sandler rule book.
Okay.
It's very shut up.
Shut up!
Shut up. Stop it. He gets into the car. There's one bit where it's awkward and he gets into the car and he's like,
Oh my God! It is Deadpool! It is Deadpool! It is Deadpool to Deadpool! I don't think there is one, but if there was one, I bet it would be in the South!
and he does this whole thing and I'm like, write a line. Because I'm uncomfortable watching this and this isn't comedy. Upon reflection, this is a film about a woman named Jamie being harassed by predators.
Mm-hmm.
That predator is Chris. In high school, he had a wall of tribute to her in his bedroom.
I remember that.
Yeah. Somehow his current girlfriend Samantha is the villain because she is clingy.
With her partner.
Her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Rather than getting a much overdue restraining order, they end up together, Chris and Jamie, which is romantic. One of my favourite reviews is by a man named Berardinelli who says, there are bad movies and annoying movies, and this one contains elements of both. His performative relationship with Blake Lively and how it feels like it's more his fault. I found an article on the internet called Help, I'm Allergic to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' Social Media Banter. And that feels like something we should have written.
I want to go to the doctor about that. Hello.
Yeah, because I said I need to talk to my therapist about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring up my irritation.
It's about negativity and cynicism.
It is.
And I should just be able to look at them and be happy.
I can't because I feel irritated.
Yeah.
Here are some examples. Some of them are posted by Blake, but he's a part of it. So he's on trial. In 2017, Blake posts this photo of some Christmas cookies that Ryan made.
So they are the worst cookies I have ever seen in my entire life. But here's the thing. He didn't try. They're not cookies that he tried to decorate and failed. It's like he clearly...
It feels like they sit around in a boardroom, the same boardroom that invented the straight man that women would be sexually aroused over, and they're like, oh, we fucked that. So what we're going to do is we're all going to sit here and brainstorm cute social media ideas so that we can write BuzzFeed articles that are like, why Blake and Ryan a couple goals.
Yeah.
But it's actually really annoying because that has the caption, Ryan Reynolds made some Christmas cookies. He's very handsome though.
Because those Christmas cookies, the thing is, you know what's funny is when you go to one of those wine and paint classes
and someone's really bad.
But the only thing that makes it funny is if you've tried.
Trying is funny. It's always funny.
It's like, I tried.
If you just do a stick figure, it's like, well, that's not funny.
Yeah, but if you're like, I tried to do a portrait of somebody and one side of their glasses is oval and one side of their glasses is square.
Just laugh out loud.
And that's funny because, wow.
And what's funnier is they're trying to fix it.
Yeah. But the thing is that he clearly was like, I don't care about the cookies. Which is fine. Just don't put it on the internet.
It's not funny. And news sites described it as an adorable tradition of trolling. It's not trolling. Just like, oh, my husband tried to make cookies and they're not perfect. It's not relatable.
Why don't you buy cookies because you're rich?
So you need to see your therapist. And Blake's the baker.
Yeah.
So you can't have two Why don't you make the cookies, Blake?
No offense, but be a better homemaker.
Well said. Also in 2017, it was Blake Lively's 30th birthday, and Ryan posted this. Claire, please describe the post.
It's a red carpet photo of them, and Blake's almost entire face is cut out, so it's just Ryan Reynolds. And he's got a caption that says, "Happy birthday to my amazing wife."
It's just, is it funny?
It's just not that funny.
Ryan Reynolds, this was Entertainment Tonight, and I feel like Entertainment Tonight got a heads up from Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm about to do something really funny.
He did his PR email.
And he went, you're going to want to see this. Ryan Reynolds hilariously crops out Blake Lively in birthday post. See the pic.
No.
In 2020, Blake posts this photo of Ryan with Helen Mirren with the caption, "Should I be concerned that my husband's never looked at me this way?" And then hashtag, where are those eyes wandering Reynolds, hashtag Helen Mirren is the sexiest woman alive, hashtag woman in gold. Claire, what's the picture?
Okay, it's Helen Mirren and Ryan Reynolds on a red carpet, and he is looking at her very closely, almost like he's about to kiss her. But I feel like this is almost mocking. Like, oh my gosh, look at my husband looking at another woman. Okay, are you saying that because she's not 30? Is that why? Because
you know what it is? What's upsetting me is that it feels like all these captions were generated in the same boardroom. And I feel as though tonally, just because you're a couple, tonally you should be different.
Yeah.
And have different jokes. But this sounds like it's the same writer's room and we're watching the same movie over and over again.
You also just don't need to make these jokes in public. Just have a group chat like normal people.
Okay, Claire, I would like you to read out some tweets about their relationship.
So there's one that's Yahoo Entertainment, and it's a photo of Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and his mum. And he's replied to the tweet saying, "We're never splitting. She'll always be my mum, no matter how much jazz cabbage she smokes with her rollerblading friends." It's just not that funny. And then this is a little bit funny. It's a New York Post article. And it says, "Woman who had sex with 20 ghosts is now engaged to a spirit." And the woman looks a little bit like Blake Lively. Ever so slightly like Blake Lively. And he has replied to it, "This is how I find out."
It's all been described as not especially funny, which I hard agree with, but for some reason the internet loves it. They get described as savage as fuck. And are they?
No, it's not savage because they're both in on it. Like, you want to talk about
how I speak to my partner sometimes. It's so savage. I told you the other day, my partner got home and I made a noise. I was making a noise because it was making our baby laugh. And he said, "That's the most annoying noise I've ever heard." And then he leaned in and he said, "You smell like garlic." That was savage.
Yeah.
And I did. I'd had garlic dip. And I said, I knew I smelt like garlic.
I thought that was safe.
Do we have visitors? Is there someone here I'm trying to impress?
Is this a safe space?
That was savage. It says, they always say this is a definition of relationship goals. And who thinks this? Who?
Not me.
Let's do a poll.
Yeah.
And go, no.
Are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds relationship goals?
The end of his relationship with ScarJo. ScarJo. I don't know. It's like
the media always calls her ScarJo.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in real life has ever said.
Every time I say ScarJo, I go.
Everyone's like, that movie with ScarJo. No one says that. Her name's Scarlett Johansson.
I personally did not know that Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett Johansson were ever married. But here's a timeline of events to enter into the courtroom. It's September 2008, and yes, we're finishing our HSC just around then. We were busy. We were distracted. Yeah. Reynolds marries Scarlett Johansson. In March 2010, Green Lantern is filmed where Ryan plays the lead and Blake Lively plays his love interest.
I mean, when we were kids, who'd have thought?
I did. actually. I called this early on. I said one day I'll be a green space cop. Here I am.
Okay. In July 2011, Ryan splits from Scarlett. And then in September 2012, Ryan marries Blake Lively. Although it was never confirmed publicly by either of them, rumours have always gone around about Reynolds cheating on his then-wife Johansson with Lively. At the time, sources claimed that Scarlett Johansson was bitter about the whole situation, and in an interesting turn of events, in an interview with Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop podcast, Johansson spoke about that time she was married to Reynolds. Paltrow said, "I forgot you were married to Ryan Reynolds." That is the most relatable thing Gwyneth Paltrow has ever said.
I know, but it's relatable for us. But I assume that Gwyneth is like at least acquaintances / friends with Scarlett Johansson. So it would be weird to say to your friend, "I forgot you were married to that guy." Oh, like, that's weird of you.
Like, no, I forgot you were married to Chris Martin. Gwyneth she's forgotten that she was in movies with people right in front of her. And we didn't bring this up in her podcast, but her memory, not fat.
I think it's hunger related.
Oh, you went there.
Yeah. Needs more carbs.
Yeah, I was married.
We love a good Ryan Reynolds in our house.
He's a good guy.
Very interesting, wouldn't you say? Who loves a great... Who has ever said that? Only people in Hollywood. But pause. Shall we watch The Proposal? Just Friends? Or the time when that character was buried in a coffin? Which one?
They'll all be
three
enjoyable.
options.
But I also love that Gwyneth Paltrow said, "I forgot you were married to Ryan Reynolds. Goals." And it's like, they're not married anymore, Gwyneth.
No.
Oh, it was such goals for you to be married to him briefly.
Before he was married to Blake Lively, which is more goals. She's said that in hindsight, this is ScarJo, that because she was so young when she married Reynolds, she was 23, maybe she romanticised it. But I don't know. I think most people romanticize their marriage.
I think you're meant to romanticize getting married and the love of your life. ScarJo, I don't think it's your fault.
His fake feud with Hugh Jackman. Ryan Reynolds has a fake feud with Hugh Jackman, and it's annoying. You can quote me on that. It started in 2009 when they were on the set of X-Men Wolverine together. I watched an X-Men once and didn't mind it.
Oh, X-Men is different. It hits different.
I don't like having to kind of know it's not real. Whereas X-Men Wolverine, there's something about him I go, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he's got his claws out.
And it's just got a great cast.
It's got a great cast.
And you know who's not in it? Ryan Reynolds. And that makes it...
I think...
Oh, wait.
They're on the set of X-Men Wolverine together. Hugh Jackman says, "I met Ryan Reynolds back on X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I used to ream him because I was very close friends with Scarlett Johansson. And Scarlett had just married Ryan." Jesus Christ, mate. Learn to tell the story. "So when he came on set, I was like, hey, you better be on your best behaviour here, pal, because I'm watching. Well, joke's on you, Hugh, because he was cheating on Green Lantern."
Yeah.
And we started ribbing each other that way. And then it all escalated with the Deadpool thing and him calling me out and trying to manipulate me through social media to do what he wanted. Then in 2015, Jackman was up for People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. Ryan Reynolds was clearly like, this isn't about me and I want a PR campaign to make people think about Ryan Reynolds. Jackman won a few times, and so had Reynolds. And Reynolds posted a video of himself in his Deadpool makeup doing an impersonation of Jackman. Claire, I want you to please watch.
G'day, mate. Hugh Jackman here. Just reminding you to get your votes in for People's Sexiest Men Alive. Cover's coming up.
It's not funny. It's a bad Australian... It's
So
like,
that was the one time that Ryan Reynolds tried to act, Claire.
he tried to do an accent.
Didn't work.
Oh, I hate it.
And just so you know, neither Reynolds or Jackman won that year. You know who did? David Beckham.
Sexy.
He should have actually won for 20 years.
He should have won every year. I wonder if he'll win this year.
No. In 2018, Hugh Jackman was being considered for an award for his portrayal of Senator Gary Hart in Jason Reitman's political drama The Frontrunner. So Reynolds created a fake political ad shedding light on the truth of Jackman's history, both on and off the screen. When it comes to this, I'm starting to think this man has too much time on his hands.
Absolutely.
The more trolling, the more time you have.
Jackman's upcoming performance in The Frontrunner has fooled some people into thinking he deserves an award. But before voting begins, some people should consider these facts.
Hugh Jackman isn't his real name. It's Hugh Michael Jackman. Hugh Michael speaks with a charming accent, but he's actually from Milwaukee. He then walked off the job on Wolverine, adding to unemployment.
Okay, so this is the thing about Ryan Reynolds' humour.
Yeah.
He simply tries too hard.
The production value is too high.
The production value is high. There's too much work involved, and he's trying too hard for the joke. That ad, that's got a budget. Your joke shouldn't have a budget.
That's because there's a boardroom, Claire.
And
they're like, what can we do? Then Reynolds went on Ellen and was like, it's not a rivalry, it's a war, and no one cares about your in-joke. I think we wrote about this on Mamamia, and I can't remember if people really cared or they didn't
really
care.
cared. They really cared.
Worked. Okay,
Yeah.
I wanted to say no one cared. Like we've said before, no one cares about Ariana Grande. But they do care about Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. You just don't know.
But I think people cared because everyone's been dropped into this feud at a random point and been like, wait, what? I don't get it.
Because a real feud would be really fun. But it's a fake feud, which is a waste
of everyone's time.
Too much work has gone into this feud, and that is the problem. Finally, too many companies. Look, I'm going to say it. What is with white men and their companies?
It's like Ashton Kutcher having like tech
it's
companies.
a lot Ashton Kutcher. There is such thing as too many companies. It becomes a bit hoarder. Here are some of the companies Ryan Reynolds has or had. I don't know. Ottawa Senators bid. That's one business. Wrexham AFC.
Okay, yeah.
Maximum effort. These are just words. Aviation Gin. Mint Mobile. Well Simple. Well Simple sounds like a scam. I know what none of these are based on, but I think one of them might be a soccer team.
Yeah, the Wrexham one.
But as previously stated, Reynolds is a white man. So in 2020, he sold his ownership stake in Aviation Gin, which according to my research is gin, to Diego.
No, oh my God, it's Diageo. Sorry, I know a weird amount about alcohol
Diageo.
companies.
I thought it was a man named Diego.
It's Diageo. They own a lot. They own, sales will be very happy with me right now. They own a lot of alcohol brands.
So it's not a lone man named
It's not Diego. He may have sold it to Diego, but I think he probably sold it to Diageo.
You know how much they paid him?
How much?
610 mil.
His gin can't be that good.
Apparently it is. At last count, Reynolds' net worth was 350 mil. And I actually got confused because I was like, wait, but he sold a company for 610 mil in 2020. What's he done with 300 mil? I don't know how money works. I think it's floating.
Yeah, because maybe he didn't own 100%.
But it says he sold his ownership stake.
Yeah.
So it could have been less than 100. In April 2023, Reynolds bought a stake in a Canadian fintech company, Nuve.
I don't know what that means. Fintech means financial technology. I know that. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me.
Claire, go on. What is fintech? Got financial technology. Yeah. What is it? Can you touch it?
I'd say that it would be something like a banking app, for example.
I was going to say it was a little bit Bitcoiny.
It's a bit Bitcoiny, isn't it? Or Doge. You know that other currency that was big for a minute? Doge.
Doge company.
Dogecoin. Doge.
Producer Talissa invested. How much did you make, Talissa?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, she lost her money in that. We don't know if that's fintech, but we would say you're not allowed to advise. But if something comes up saying invest in Doge, Talissa trying to sell her stocks because she lost all her money.
I think something happened with it, something bad.
In a statement, he said, I know about as much about fintech as I did about gin or mobile a few years ago, but I'm a white man named Ryan, and therefore my money can only go up. He didn't say the last.
Because I was going to say that's self-aware.
He said something else boring about leadership. Okay. He's like, hang on, I'm a man with money, so I should have portfolios and stocks and things. How about that? More money, please, and so on.
And everything I touch will turn to gold.
I personally find that annoying because according to my notes, enough now.
And you've also got a Blake Lively who has her own monies.
But I would say less.
Really? Disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think. Because she's very films
But she's also very campaigns.
Claire, you know how you're really good with money and understanding things?
Yeah, like fintech.
Yeah. So he's worth $350 million.
Mm.
How much do you think Blake's worth? Because you said you think she could even be worth more.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
then
say,
we're looking at $1 billion family.
I'd say ballpark, same as him.
You think they're nearly billionaires? Nah, she's 30 mil. She's a poor.
That's actually really poor.
That's poor.
For
You know why?
her.
I heard The Shallows, she didn't get that much money for that. And Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants, maybe she didn't either. And then The Plantation Wedding.
Still hot.
Still hot.
Okay. 30 mil. Blake, have we been making some funny some funny financial decisions? I don't know.
Well said. It's time for charges and sentences.
Okay, my charge is putting all that business stuff aside because that's what you do in your own time, right? And
As in you're putting his business stuff aside. Okay, so you're allowing that. Let's play on.
well, I'm putting it aside because his job, when he goes to the airport and you got to fill in one of those little things and it says, what's your job? And I always think, fuck, I don't know. But
He
his
writes
job
Deadpool.
is actor. Would you agree? He would write actor.
He'd write Deadpool.
He'd write actor. Anyway.
You know what he'd write? Blake laughing something. And then he'd post it and be like,
No, he actually would. So his job,
Is an
allegedly,
actor.
is an
Okay.
actor.
Uh-huh.
That's what'll be on his kids' birth certificates. That's what he's claiming publicly.
Yep.
But he is an actor who doesn't act. That man cannot act.
Correct.
At all.
No.
And
as formally discussed, he's not even doing anything for our genitals.
no.
So I don't understand what
cannot
we're
act.
doing here.
Not comedy.
Again, you know
not
what
drama.
Deadpool's for? It's for men,
Yeah.
which is fine. Straight men need someone too.
Yeah. So that upsets me.
Okay.
That he's an actor.
So that's your
who-
charge.
Who can't
Yep,
act.
yep.
My sentence. Less of this other stuff. Less feuds with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, so true. Yeah.
Less trolling your wife. Because you're actually spending too much time on the internet and it's embarrassing.
Less high production trolling. I
Less
agree. Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
More of a focus on acting. And what I really want from him
Uh-huh.
is to give acting a red hot go.
I think he tried to do that when he did Buried.
No, what he did there, and I see what he did there,
Wanted
was
to
he
lay
went,
down.
He
Yeah.
went, no, he thought I'd lay down. No, but he created like a plot that was enough for
To
him
carry,
to do the
yeah.
bare minimum.
Yeah.
And so I want serious character acting.
Okay.
I want method.
What do you want him to play?
I want like historical figure.
Who?
A Russian oligarch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I want an accent. I want makeup, hair.
The thing about a Russian
prosthetics.
oligarch that I must say, and this is my issue, is that when they cast that and then they get them to speak and then they speak in a Russian accent, I'm like, they probably wouldn't speak English in a Russian accent. They'd more likely speak Russian.
Yeah, true. But make me believe it. That's your challenge, Ryan. If you're going to put actor on your paperwork, be an
You need
actor.
to act. Okay. Well, my charge was, and this has come up before again, when we put that rule book together, the law book, it's going to have white man who falls upwards.
Yeah.
And there's never been a white man who's fallen further upwards.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about a struggle in
No.
this. No.
Everything just, he's like, fintech.
He's like,
300
Scarlett
mil.
Johansson, great.
Blake
There's a Blake Lively.
Yeah, great.
Move over, Scarlett.
And that's my charge. For sentence, I actually came up with something really similar because I think he needs to play something unlike him. Even play someone poor.
Oh, wow.
Really method act poor.
He's really got to get access to them emotions.
Yes, exactly. That to me would be range. Because I was thinking about people I don't think he's ever played a poor. I mean, I don't know the net worth of Deadpool. But I don't think he's ever played anyone who's not middle class. I don't know if that's a character or the name of the film. Okay. But ask a man close to you.
I'll know.
If I just yelled out, anyone here has a penis? Is Deadpool a person or a film? They'd answer.
True.
No.
True. No. I think that's what he should do.
I have another sentence.
Okay.
I need you to accept that you are for straight white men and stop trying to appeal to women. Just
Great
own it.
point.
Just own it. Don't try and be Ryan Gosling. Don't try and do the trolling of your wife.
Have you ever said to a woman, who do you think is the hottest actor? I've never heard them even think of Ryan Reynolds. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Cancelled. You can follow us on the twins_thoughts to get our receipts. Sorry, I paused there. Claire, why did I pause?
Because you did some.
I did some. Not enough. But when I do them, people get shook. And they start messaging me and they go, why are the receipts on time? And I say, I don't know, I feel strange too. So anyway, the receipts will be there. Lots of fun stuff happening there. People send us fun memes. We read all your messages. That's where you can send us lazy girl stories if you feel up to it. The executive producer of Cancelled is Talissa Bazaz, with audio editing by Thom. And we will be back next week. Bye. Bye.